You keep on running around. You keep on running around. I've had enough of these games. Of these games. 100 grams.
You want to kick it off?
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Shaquila.
How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
Just,
great.
just another day in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
huh?
like what are we doing? Who knows?
I don't know. I feel like after a night of drinks, we were like, we should do a podcast.
We needed an enterprise together.
Right.
I don't have a lot of other skills.
Talking is my main
Talking.
skill. Let's face it.
I can do talking.
I've made a career out of it.
And I really like you. You're funny.
Sometimes.
And the goal of this is just to have fun conversation with people we like and that are really smart.
Which is my favorite thing to do.
Yes. Yes. Smart people with great careers, but guess what? I don't want to hear about your career.
No.
Not much.
No, because I mean, we work all day, right? Like, the real point of life is, I think, the life you build outside of work. We work because we have to, but life is to be lived. And I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah. And we do have the privilege of getting to know a lot of really
interesting people,
a lot of really intelligent people, a lot of really eccentric people.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, is to have conversation with better than average people and make it fun.
Yeah.
And
here we are.
We've got a treasure trove of guests and one great one today. But first, I want to know a little bit about your week. You said you had a crazy week.
I had a crazy week. A lot of meetings. I also bought tickets to a concert, and for the first time ever, went to a concert by myself.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, last night went to see. His name is Elmine. He's a British artist.
Okay.
Very reminiscent of early 2000s, like neo soul, like soul singers.
I need some education.
Yeah,
after this.
he's a baby. Oh my gosh, I was with children. We were at St. Andrews Hall down in Detroit last night, and
how late did you get home?
Oh my gosh, it was 1 a.m. by the time I got home, and back in the office at a.m. for a meeting. So it was quite a time, but it was fun. But I definitely was old enough to be most of the crowd's mother. But he was phenomenal.
That was
great voice.
I love that. That was me and Olivia Rodrigo, and I had the same outfit on too.
Yes,
the sequin skirt.
Well,
you know what?
At least you were on trend. I very much was dressed like
were you in a pantsuit?
No, I mean, I had a band tee on and some jeans and sneakers,
that
but
works.
that is not the way, or gym shoes. But that is not the way that these kids dress for concerts, or I should say, these young people.
I don't even know what people wear anymore.
Fashion is, again, it's a social construct. But no, it was fun. It was a highlight of the week. I was really looking forward to seeing him. But let's see, what else? Anything unusual happened this week besides that?
Well, I had an expensive week, an unpleasant week.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I told you. So my oldest son's in the basement 4 or 5 days ago and yells. And he's like, there's water, not sprinkling, pouring into my basement. So, I mean, like bathtubs full of water, just coming in multiple spots through the ceiling. And guess what? This is not good water. This is not Pellegrino raining in my basement. Right. This is
the
bad
other
water.
kind. Yeah.
So, long story short, I'm sitting pretty much despondent on the couch waiting for the plumber. My youngest gets off the bus and he's like, "What's going on?" And I tell him, he said, I did flush a banana peel down the toilet yesterday.
Oh.
Shaquila, he's 8.
Oh.
8 years old. What in God? I said, say what now? You flushed a full-size banana peel? We're not talking about one of those babies from Puerto Rico. Yeah. Why? Why would you do that? Well, it seemed about the right size, and I just happened to be in the bathroom with it, and so.
I feel like that warrants more questions.
I know.
Why? I don't need to know.
It doesn't.
No.
The long story short is, I have 3 boys. When we're done with it, I'm just gonna burn it down. And so $7,000 later. Now, to be fair to him, the banana peel was the straw in the camel's back. Yeah. There was a bigger issue that was gonna surface eventually. But yeah, That was what I did. Pretty much the entire week was mitigation of a flood.
Yeah. Water problems are a thing, it feels like, in this area of the state. Although maybe everywhere. Maybe. Water in your basement.
Just what's next?
Yeah.
Locusts. You know?
Well,
that's how it feels.
The last time we said that, there were those, what were the killer moths or something? Yeah. So,
like,
no, don't say that.
Too close to home. One more thing I wanted to bring up as far as this, what was weird this week. You ever come, you get your notifications on your phone and it's the headlines, most of the same thing, Trump doing this, that, whatever. So I think I sent this to you because I'm sitting here and this headline comes in. Michigan State University evacuated Wells Hall following a chemical discovery.
Yeah.
Did you see that alert? Because I'm like, what in God's name?
Meth lab.
Now, here we go. It was a meth lab. But at this point, I'm thinking, what is a chemical discovery at a college? Is it like somebody was messing with the Bunsen beakers and got, rowdy?
You mix two chemicals that normally shouldn't be mixed.
Like,
you want to see what happened?
My brain went so many places. But meth lab on campus, that was actually a lot more exciting than I was thinking it was going to be.
I saw a tweet that was like, person one, like, meth lab on campus, and person two is like, did you ever hear T Grizzly's first day out, right? Like, this shouldn't be a surprise. And I did laugh because it's like, oh, first verse, yeah, maybe not shocking. No, totally shocking, but not what I expected to see. In the news.
Well, that was my non-political but bizarro
news story
headline.
Yeah. I am still reeling from one a couple weeks ago. I think out on the East Coast, a quadruple amputee. Did you see this?
No, say
quadruple amputee shot somebody while driving. And the clip that I saw, I know it's not funny, it's terrible, but it's like
driving, shooting. Okay.
It was like every single word was more unbelievable than the word before. I sent this story to like 5 people. I'm shocked I didn't send it to you because I was like, you need a visual, but this guy was like a cornhole champion who, again,
is this still the same story?
This is still the same story. I mean, if it wasn't for the tragedy, it would be like, this man is a story of overcoming and resilience, right?
Right, the quadriplegic or amputee, quad amputee cornhole champion who drives
and hunts.
Oh, so the gun was affiliated with hunting?
No, unfortunately, it wasn't.
Okay, so
it's a really bad. The story is terrible, but it was just like, if you remove that part, it's like, man, this is a story of resilience.
That is
like,
one.
who could like overcome. But
then you start shooting and
no. But there were lots of takes on the internet about like every single word was more unbelievable than the word before.
We'll put that on the list of something I'm gonna
do
tonight while Dateline's on.
I was gonna say the Dateline of that will be interesting for sure when it happens.
I can't wait. So
who's our guest today?
Who's our guest today? Our guest is someone we love.
I do.
And guess what though? Most people love her.
Yeah.
Like I would, if somebody was like, I don't like Kris Kraft, I would be like, stop talking to me immediately. I have nothing more to say to you. Yeah. This woman is phenomenal, hilarious,
smart,
generous. My God, she'll stay up for not sleep for 2 days to make a wedding cake or something for someone she barely even likes. I mean, she's just that giving, and that wonderful.
And that supportive. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if there's a person in town who doesn't have a great Kris Kraft story.
No, and I know you have a few. I have a few. And the dad jokes, dear God, she knows it. So and I think the governor's even razzed her about it. But the puns, I mean, her pun machine is always on. But the dad jokes are great. But like, what a wonderful spirit. And she's a fellow Yooper.
Yes.
And by the way, for our international audience and those in the Dakotas, Yooper is someone who's from the UP, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Yeah. I know we're going to have just like probably hundreds of thousands of people streaming this right away. So I wanted to clear that up. But her and I, we're going to do the same thing with Detroit. I want to hear all the little isms.
Yeah.
And the UP's big and we're from different spots, but I mean, some of it is like a different planet. So
it is. But what a beautiful place, right? For those of us who had never visited the UP, once you go,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, I gotta come back.
It's a great place to be
Come back.
from.
Yeah,
That's what we say. That's
that's
those of us that got out. So maybe we should bring in Kris.
yeah. I'm with that.
We already talked
We've
you up.
already
Oh,
talked to
great.
Kris Craft. We're so happy to have you.
I'm actually quite afraid of being the Kris Craft.
And we are
That's
so
your
excited.
status of
Yeah.
iconic.
No, that's not my status.
Yes, it
That
is.
is like, let's get the old people out of here
Mm.
first, and it
Well,
all gets better from there.
No. Oh my gosh. No,
Girl.
I think we talked about how I think we all have a Kris Craft story.
Oh.
And
Can you tell them on radio
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
video?
We've got
some
most of them.
Some
Most
of
of
them.
them.
Yeah.
most of them.
Some of them names don't need to be named for. So.
But when Shaquille and I were talking about you, she's like, yeah, you run into Kris Craft on any given day. She's got a cast on her. Like, oh, I flipped a golf cart. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like every 3 months you got some shenanigans.
I
going
have
on.
broken 7 bones, had 2 knee surgeries. I broke my arm doing a back handspring in gymnastics where my arm, because I'm double jointed, just bone came out. And I've broken 2 ankles in basketball.
I
I've
watched you break
broken
one on a
fingers. I mean,
dance
I
floor.
have, not to show my middle finger, but
Yeah.
I have broken fingers. I've broken.
You have a colorful life. You have a colorful life. So tell us, like, we're not going to dig into the boring stuff. Like,
That's okay, you
Like
can.
someone's. Well, no, I mean, we just don't want to. But we're not going deep on anyone's resume. We're not
Yeah.
going deep on. But just give us the 2-minute where you grew up, how the hell you ended up in Lansing, Michigan for all
Okay.
these years. Yeah.
I grew up in the rabbit ear of the UP, which is Baraboo County.
Say more. I've never heard that
it's
before.
rabbit ear.
As a
And I
Yooper.
mean, we're Michigan, rabbit ear, right here, right at the bottom of the rabbit ear. So I'm 30 miles south of Michigan Tech, which is no man's land. I grew up in the middle of the woods. I think my first job was stripping logs for a lumber company. So I did that for summer.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that. We're coming
Okay.
I go
Yeah,
back to
way
that.
back around to that
Well,
shortly.
I was summer after high school. Michigan State didn't start until late. School started in September back then. Everybody else was going to school in August, and
Mm.
I couldn't just sit. I didn't want to sit for a month up in the UP and do nothing. You grew up there,
Yeah.
and so I took a job with this little gift shop in my hometown, and they needed somebody just to help for a month. Wait tables, clean, stock shelves, do whatever. And I had been a nanny.
Was it
for-
like the diner and the shop and the,
Yep,
like? Was it like
exactly.
Yes,
Diner
all in
and
one.
shop, kind of all in one. I had been an au pair in Chicago. I lived in Evanston for the summer. Came home,
Okay.
had a month. Was waiting tables, dealing with these little old ladies that came in every day, and Dominic Jake Betty walked in.
Oh my goodness.
And just started talking to me. What's your story? Are you Democrat or Republican? I said, I don't know. My
Oh
dad's a
my
labor
goodness,
leader, my
yeah.
dad. And he goes, you're a Democrat. And I really didn't know at that time.
Yeah,
I
okay.
really hadn't, I'm a pretty conservative person,
Yeah.
like from my
Yeah.
philosophical thinking.
Yeah.
And more so than actually I'm a Dem, which I shouldn't really be maybe putting that out there.
Yeah,
but
we're all everything nowadays.
UP, you're pro-life generally. You're get off my lawn,
Yeah.
pro-gun,
Yeah,
but you're pro-union. So that's kind of the household I grew up,
Yeah.
kind of much like you
Yeah.
did. But Jake just said, "What's your story?" So I'm going to Michigan State. I'm starting in the fall, and he said, "How would you like to be a page?" And I was like, "Well, what is that?" So he's been talking to me about being a runner.
Mhm.
So I got down here, didn't hear from him. I thought, oh, typical politician. I'm
Mhm.
never going to hear from him again. And he called me. He said, "What size blazer do you wear?" I said, "Oh, okay." He's got in his office.
He's like, this isn't about the page thing, though. I just need to know.
Back then, who knows? Who knows? But I ended up going to his office. He said, "Start in my office. You can work there for a month. We'll get you a blazer." Well, then it just never happened.
Mm.
I just ended up staying in his office, and here I am, like
And
43
here
years
you
later.
are.
Yeah.
And you've got a great career. He's a renowned lobbyist in town for a big company. I don't know if we can say that or if we're doing that. We're not.
But you've had a storied career. I mean, budget, working for leaders. I mean,
Yeah,
She's
I've
done
had
it
interesting.
all.
I mean, I worked for mainly folks who were on approps, and I started with Majority, the
Mhm.
chair appropriations. Worked for
For
him for
layman's
11
term,
years.
approps means handling
Sorry.
the budget.
Yeah. And then I worked for Mickey Knight for
Mm-hmm.
a year, and I didn't want to lobby at that time. And then I came back, worked for Prusy, who won the special election for Jake Betty's, seat in the UP. And I worked for him in the House, got him on a probes. He wasn't on a probes. Worked for him in the House for, oh God, what was it? 11? I worked for him 11 years total.
Okay.
And then my last 3 years in the Senate, I worked for both Ken Sycamore, who's a Republican, and Bob Emerson, who's a Democrat, the two leaders.
Yeah.
Because the governor at the time, and I won't name names, was just, didn't have the experience, didn't have the political experience, didn't really had people around her that weren't really willing to negotiate. And so Ken and Bob gave me the 2 caucus lists, and I had to bury them in the budget. And it was super fun. It's the best job I've ever had. It's the best job I've ever had.
I'm sure you were amazing at it because you were a person who, like, just if you, what do they say? You need something done, ask a busy person.
Yeah.
You need something done, ask Kris Kraft, right? Like, you got that frantic energy, but like in the right way.
Yeah.
So I do. I mean, I feel like we're not gonna talk about this entire time. We got to dig into this Yooper thing, you and I, together here for a minute, because we've talked about, there's some commonalities that are like understood, but we haven't like talked about like Yooper stuff. Like when you said you worked at a log splitter.
I ran a skidder
She
for an
ran a
entire
skidder?
summer.
So that okay,
you gotta explain to this Detroiter what that means.
Yes.
I don't
So
know
you-
any
you
of these
take-
words.
You had to be able to carry a log that was actually heavier than you. I think at the time I was 100 and maybe 8 pounds, and the logs were probably 110 pounds. So you had to carry a log to the splitter, and you had to actually put it on the splitter. And I ran part of the skidder where you pick up the logs and put them on the log bed, and then you take the arm and you push the log into an actual splitter.
Yeah.
And it splits the log in half.
Got
But
it.
we had to strip them first. We
So
had to strip
not what people who are going to work at the Domino's Pizza after their after school job are doing,
Yeah.
So I mean, I have because I'll use a thing like that to describe like my after school job was to chore at home was to stack wood. So I had to take wood from the lean-to and get it into the house in the little area that we stacked it because we had a wood stove. And like, if I didn't do that, like we just didn't have heat that day,
Wow.
You
Wow.
just, I mean,
Wow.
I'm exaggerating, but not really.
Not
I mean,
really,
my job,
not if you
and
had
I had
wood
a
stove.
system. I had a sled. I would try to get as much as I could on the sled and drag it, or I'd be like, okay, how many that was what and that's where like, in some ways, being a Yooper, like we're back in time, like 100 years or a couple generations, like how we grew up. Like, tell me some more like goofy Yooper stuff, like your cousins, brothers,
Yeah.
whatever. Your the kind of like deer camp, like some of the norms. Like I've got a good amount, but I want to hear.
Well, I mean, I grew up with mainly all boys. I mean, most of my cousins that were around me that were my age were boys. So you grew up, playing. I don't know if you remember the old yard jarts that had the big metal tips on them. At the time, they used to have metal tips on them. Now they're rubberized and coated.
We're
and
talking
round.
about lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
Oh,
We
okay.
call them lawn. We used to call them
So
darts.
basically, weapons.
Weapons.
Okay.
And you're 10
Steel
years
tip.
old and you're playing with those.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I remember my cousin was swinging it, and I went to just picked my head up, and she had thrown the dart. It slipped out of her hand and went into my leg.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It'd be
how
like,
I
whoops,
grew up.
it's Wednesday. That
right.
happens.
I mean, for fun, we used to take slingshots, and we
Mm.
built these big forts in the woods behind my grandma's house. And we take slingshots with crab apples, and you had to get flags off the different trees. But people could shoot you with crab apples while you were running to the flags.
With a
And you
slingshot.
get in the back, you'd be like, "Man, no!"
I am I'm a city girl, but
Yeah.
I've been to the UP a couple times. You talked about working for Mike Prusy. I, had the privilege of working for him when he was leader. And the thing you hear from legislators who had been around for a long time is that like the UP delegation and the Detroit delegation would work together, right? So I think it was ingrained in me from a young staffer that like we're not that far apart, right? Like
Kindred spirit.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's funny that you say that because Dominic Betty and Morris Hood Sr. were
Mhm.
probably, like kindred souls. They were, you really couldn't put two different people together. And there's so many issues in Detroit, whether it's, believe it or not, like revenue sharing or Commercial Forest Act.
Mhm.
I mean, people don't think of Detroit of having this, expansive forest land, but there's quite a bit of specific or tax and forest land revenue down there. And so between that and the schools, because you've got a lot of rural schools and a lot of urban schools that are
And
very
Both
underfunded.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
what-
Similar issues, right?
You know, in
Yeah.
politics, what I had heard someone in Detroit, I think, say at some point is like, no one in my district's going to vote me out because I voted for some tree thing.
Yeah.
And no one in the UP's voters are going to be upset that they voted for some transit thing. Like it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You know, it's an alliance that works. So how about you know what I noticed the most? Like even when I talked to my sister on the phone, right? The hokey, like the way they talk up there, not just the accent, but I'm saying like the constant
That's right.
metaphors,
Yeah.
the real folksiness, like, and the stuff that's just part of everyday conversation. I mean, I really appreciate it. But so in my home where it was like Baptist, there was a lot of like, instead of swearing, like jumping catfish for crying out loud, you know,
My grandpa used to say crepes.
crepes. Yeah. They're,
Crepes.
you know, I've got like 15 of those, but it's also like very normal. My dad will say something like, well, it's hard to get Glenn narrowed down on anything during goose season. And you're like, what?
What does that mean?
and he's dead serious. He's
I
like,
guess I grew up in the
he's like, I
backwoods, so
gotta,
you're allowed
yeah.
to
He's
say
like,
it.
I'm
We're
not
allowed
gonna
to
get,
talk about it because
not gonna get Glenn to answer a call right now. It's goose season. And you're like, all right, you know, that's just a kind of a way of life that he gives literal directions to me a couple of years ago. He's like, down there, he's like, it's down
Straight at
there.
the Red Barn.
No, down there by Itchy and Scratchy Lee's place.
Yeah.
Who is Itchy and Scratchy? He said, you know Itchy and Scratchy? No, I don't.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
my
Of
mom
course you
talks
do.
about me. My mom talks to me about people from 50 years ago.
Yes.
What?
My mom does.
Well, you
too.
know, so and so's sister. and,
Yes.
you
So that's
know,
another thing, right?
yeah.
You know such and such. Well, you know their brother-in-law. No, I don't.
No.
Well, do you know his brother-in-law's young? No, I don't. Like, you've got to have a lot of that going on when you go home.
I do, and I when I started working for Jake, we had a call from a constituent, and it was a work comp issue. And I remember Mary Lou Terrian, you know Mary Lou, who was clerk of a post for a very long time, actually said, "Hold on a sec," and she came back to my office and she said, "You have to take this call. I cannot understand this guy at all. He's talking Yooper speak," and he's like, "Yeah, and you know down there by that thing there," and I was like. So I took it, and
And you did understand
I like
it.
to think that I've lost a lot of my Yooper accent.
It's
I
still
never,
there.
I know it's certain words
It's
that
there.
I say. Certain
Yeah.
words, that
And I
say.
think I get when I get around it. Somebody fielded a constituent letter once. I think like my sister was interning in the house, and it made its way to her. That literally someone wrote, "Yous guys are the ones. Yous guys are the ones who keep the." Like that was what it said.
And you could hear it in the
Yeah.
accent. So here's what's interesting to me. One, my folks are from the South, and so a lot of the sayings that are very reminiscent to me of Southerners. But
Uh-huh.
what's interesting is how completely different the Yooper accent is to like a mid-Michigan accent versus like the west side of the state, Grand Rapids, versus Detroit people, right? Like Detroiters will tell you, oh, we don't have an accent. But a lot of us are, you know, the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren of Southerners.
Yeah.
And so we have like a Southern twang. Like people always ask me, where are you really from? I'm like, Detroit,
Well, even
the
in
east
UP,
side.
even in the UP, you can go east end, west end,
Yeah,
mid center.
the
and
West
it's
is
different.
thicker.
And-
That's why yours
Really?
is stuck around more.
Well, even Pat Gagliardi, I met Pat and Deb Cherry like on Monday, and Pat said that they've got one of his friends is writing a book, and he just finished a book about East End euphemisms, and like just different stories from the
That's
East
my part
End
of,
and
that's
different
my
like
part of it.
quotes, like the best
Yeah.
quotes, the best of.
Yeah.
And now he's writing one from the midsection, and he's like,
Oh,
can
wow.
you sit down?
Gotta
And I'm
get
like,
my
I
hands on
can
that.
sit down,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of Jacobetti and Prutsy stories that can't be told publicly. I mean,
Yeah,
so,
true.
yeah.
True. Well, they
I
can
mean,
go visit.
some of them are pretty colorful.
So he's already wrapped up the east side. I don't.
He's already done the
yeah,
east
okay.
side.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Oh
of
wait,
cases.
no, he did the west side.
Oh,
sorry.
because I was gonna
I
say there's a lot of
apologize.
cases that can make a lot of
Yeah.
contribution. So give him. I might have his number, but
Okay. Well, you've talked to Pat. So.
yeah, it's not much, but yeah, he was my state rep
Yeah,
when I was a
my
kid.
dad never really. He wasn't a big drinker. He
Uh-huh.
wasn't.
My
He
parents
was.
didn't drink either.
My dad, I was very fortunate. I grew up. My dad was just one of the best people you ever want to meet.
That's amazing.
He was a rough and tough union guy. And I remember when I started working for Prusi knew my dad. He's like,
Mhm.
"Oh my God, you're Jim Kangus's daughter." Like he was badass. He was like people were
Big
afraid
guy
of it.
or
No, my dad was like 5'10", maybe. He wasn't a big guy, but
Yeah.
he like Troy Hagen used to say, "Your dad has a face that only a mother can love."
oh no.
His favorite saying used to be, sometimes you're wearing dog eat dog on it's a dog eat dog world, and you're wearing milk bone underwear.
Oh.
Does feel like
That's-
politics is
That's
like
but
that.
that's the
Yeah,
point in
kind
the
of.
UP though. You don't say anything without a
Some sort of
yeah. Which
Yeah.
I know I'm going to tangent on this a little bit, and then we'll switch gears. But I'd love your take on this. My son just came back from Japan. He
Okay.
was there as an exchange student
Lucky
for
guy.
8 months,
Yeah.
and he's very observant. He's like me. His brain's all over the place, but he's actually watching everything all the time. He calls me one day. He's like, "Mom, I figured out why Japanese is such so much of an easier language to learn than English." I'm like, "Well, first of all, I think no one agrees
No
with
one
you,
agrees.
but
I know.
proceed."
But yeah,
They have
come
3
on.
alphabets, like, and he speaks Japanese. I mean, it's,
Fluent?
Fluent at a simple level. Yes, absolutely.
enough to get by.
Yeah,
Okay.
conversational. I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
Right.
he speaks Japanese to his
Wow.
friends over there and in the family he lived with. But he's like, when Japanese, like when my friends walk into a room and it's cold, they say the words for "it's cold in here." They all say the same thing. They all describe it as cold or freezing. Or he's like, "Do you know what I realize is at home everything it's raining cats and dogs. It's hotter than a bit."
Yeah.
And I thought about that, and then I paid attention. And so if you're learning vocabulary, and all of a sudden someone's trying to tell you it's cold, and then you're like, "Well, why is a cat?" Did they say cat? Did they say dog?
Yeah.
Did they say biscuit? Like, I don't know the word for biscuit. And if you think about that, now pay attention.
Yeah. And it's also, again, it's very regional, right? The way you would say it's cold versus the way I'd say it's cold is completely different, right?
Yeah.
And then state to state, area of the state. So it is hard to learn English just because the comparisons don't equul. I can see that.
And just-
Well,
Yeah.
I ordered a latte in northern Italy.
Mhm.
I think we were up in, I don't remember if it was Florence or Verona. I think it was Verona. And I ordered a latte, and they kind of smiled, and they handed me hot milk. And I was like, "Oh, cafe latte." Because,
Yeah.
you just say
Yeah.
latte.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're pretty.
How'd that
literal
milk go
over there.
down?
I brought it back and said cafe
Save
latte.
it for-
And he said,
For
"Oh."
nighttime?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt really stupid, but it's the first time. Won't be the last.
I was going to say they smiled because they knew. They were
Yeah.
like,
They knew they were messing with me.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. I would love to learn. I always swear that I won't go back to Italy without learning, at least part of the language. I think it's just almost like we're so. I think Americans, we always think that people should speak our language, and I just think
Yes.
it's
A little arrogant, for
it's a
sure.
little.
yeah. Because in most countries, they speak multiple languages. Like they
Yes.
do speak English, but they speak their
But
language
English
too.
is the through line.
Yeah.
I watched a Chinese man order a drink from a Japanese bartender in English.
English.
Watch them negotiate on that, and that was like mind blowing.
You can only
Yeah.
say grazie mille and
Yeah, we tried.
buongiorno
we
and things
tried to
like
do
that so many
I
times before.
I've been to France now 3 times.
Yeah, I
The
want
first
you
2.
to say a little bit about what you just did.
Oh.
in France. The Yooper will appreciate.
Yeah. I went to the French Alps. I went
Okay.
on a ski vacation. Even though
did?
I don't ski. I didn't get
Oh,
up.
you ski?
No, I went
Just learning
snow.
new things about
She
you.
drank
No,
by a
I-
mountain.
I drank by a mountain. I went snowshoeing. So
Okay.
I did go snowshoeing.
I bought snowshoes this year. I
Yeah.
haven't used them yet, but I did buy them.
I don't know if I ever got to do it again. First of
It's
all,
basically just cardio. I mean, it's
Right.
yeah.
it's not an adventure at all.
First of all,
It's hard
up on a
walking.
mountain. I'm afraid of heights. Like everything about this vacation was just
Like,
like,
what are you
how did
doing
I end
there?
up here? But it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was the kind of place that, I won't say I won't ever get back there, but it was once in a
I wanna-
lifetime.
yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was once in a
amazing.
lifetime
Glad
kind
to
of
have
thing.
seen
So
it. May
yes.
not go back.
yeah, but still gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, but after the first trip to France, I was like, okay, I got to learn a little bit of French, right? I took Spanish in high school and
Mhm.
college, and
Mhm.
and am not conversational, but I can understand enough to get by. Didn't know a word of French, so I decided I'm going to do Duolingo and a couple
Right.
other. None of those things work, right?
No,
they
they don't. I
don't.
tried Duolingo
They
too.
don't
It's
work.
not
You got to go
helpful.
live there
No,
or
I
bring
listened
someone
to-
into your home.
Or
and-
take a class. I mean, I thought about
Yeah.
taking a class at LCC or somewhere.
I,
They do offer those night classes. So
I listened to this book, How to Become fluent in any language. And the short story is you can't wait until you're good at it. You just got to start.
Yeah, just jump
You
in.
just got to keep going, right? You got to talk to people that speak to you in that language. Because even if you move to the country, if you surround yourself with expats who only speak English, you're never going to learn the language.
Yeah.
You got to start speaking the language.
Well, my daughter took 4 years of French, and she went over to Aix-en-Provence and Cadenet for like 3 weeks. And even with her, she said they speak so much faster.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
You can
Yeah.
have 4 years of the language, but she said she struggled.
Yeah,
When she was over there.
absolutely.
She said, I mean, I could understand it, but
When we
You
first
really
got
gotta
our
trust
au
her.
pair from Brazil, who's now in nursing school, and so it was an awesome story. She's been here for 4 years, but not an au pair anymore. But we were like, we're gonna learn some Portuguese. First of all, Portuguese, they almost like whisper. It's like a lot of like sounds. I'm like, I can't even make that say that sound again, and I still can't say it. Like I
Yeah.
can't even hear it to repeat it.
Yeah.
And it was about a couple weeks, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, we're not gonna be doing. I think my kids know doo doo bang, which I don't even remember what that means. Maybe how are you?
I only
Something.
remember bad words from
Oh, of course you
different
do.
languages. Well, I worked for different people that one was 100% Italian and liked a lot of doers, so used to say I'm 100% Italian and half Scotch. Right. But I mean, I really need to take the time to do it. It's
Yeah.
just when do we have time, right? I mean, it's
Speaking
This
of
week has been
bad
something.
words,
uh-oh.
it just made me think of bad Kris. No, there is no bad Kris. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe we reminisce over a couple Kris stories.
Oh no.
Oh,
Which ones are you hauling out?
Oh no. Let's see. Probably the last 2 times we hung out. One time was our golf outing.
Oh,
That was fun. That wasn't, and it was
super fun.
accident
She's
free.
a great time at a golf outing. You're a great time. You're
I
a
am?
great time at a
You
golf
are,
outing.
yeah.
Yes.
I was
Always.
responsible
I don't know
for
if I wanted to explain
driving.
that. Yeah,
I
you have
drove
to
the
be.
cart, and so no accidents.
I have fallen out driving, so
I was nominated.
Impossible to almost
drive
do.
there.
I'm not at all
Yeah.
shocked by that.
Out of our foursome, I was nominated to drive there. I believe Dano said I looked like the most responsible one.
That's a trouble.
So I drove our cart, and then he drove the other cart. I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It was a good time. though.
I don't think I'm allowed
How many
to drive golf carts
I
anymore.
like it when you
So-
start unzip it pockets of your golf bag and you find fireball shots from 2 years ago, wine bottles from, she's just
Well,
got stuff.
so
in
this was the
Usually
liquor.
I usually keep 3 bottles.
Yeah.
Because generally there's a certain rep who likes to drink Woodford 00.
Mm.
So generally, if that's in my bag, it doesn't stay in there long because he
Mhm.
finds me and he takes it.
And this one was like the Licensed Beverage Association. So
Oh.
at every
Oh,
hole,
Lord.
there were drinks.
Oh, that was
And so that's why it was a really good time. Like you didn't have to wait for the beverage
Yeah.
cart.
What's the
It
date
was-
on that?
Well,
I-
it was-
July?
I think so.
Oh,
And
yeah.
They have a bunch of, they have like Red Wing players and
Okay.
his
Oh, yeah, it
former
was super-
Lions, teammates.
Yeah, because
and-
what was Darren McCarthy there or
Yeah,
something?
McCarthy
It
was
was.
there.
I've been
Yeah,
practicing,
so I got
guys.
pictures.
I'm
Yeah.
good at my games.
It was fun. Plus, they
Yeah.
were giving a bunch of free swag.
Yeah,
Like I think
yeah.
I got a big bar mat to dry glasses on, and
Yeah.
we made
There were
friends with
prizes.
some of the ladies on the course, and they kept every time we'd come around, they'd be like, "Hey, we were waiting for you.
Yeah.
We got this
It was
for you."
good.
Yes,
It was
you
good.
always make friends. I mean, I'm recalling like you putting a 50s and maybe 100s in a tip jar at a piano bar to be like, now this song.
Oh, that was that trip.
But you always have a rapport. But travel, like you're see, I think I'm a good traveler because I don't get stressed out about stuff. If stuff
Yeah,
goes
I
weird or
don't-
wrong.
I don't either.
I
I
don't
just
either.
whatever. And
Because
I-
we've left the house, right? Like, not let alone being in a foreign country. Like,
Yeah.
you got to have a good time. You're all the way there.
exactly. And
Well, there's so much serious downtown. I mean, what we do. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've been at session like when session ran for 37 hours. I had a work comp package up in the House, work comp package up in the Senate. Bad bill that we didn't
workman's
like on-
compensation.
sorry, a bill we had
The
to
workers.
force us to pay for basically mental health at a spa out of state
Mm.
if that's what you wanted to do, and
I.e., just stressed. You're
yeah,
stressed.
I mean, there were like 4 or 5 bills up, and it you get stressed out, right? So
Mhm.
so sometimes you have to let your hair down, and I may do that
work hard, play
I know.
hard. You're
Yeah.
I
you're
do
the
work hard, play hard.
you work really
Really
hard and you
hard.
play really hard. I mean,
I
a
think I'm
couple
known more for
times.
the play, which I don't always love.
Well, but
Oh,
did you
but
lock in
those-
then? And you
I was gonna say those of us that know you though know that you are very effective at your job and you get the
Oh,
job.
yeah.
You're knowledgeable, right? Like I think in the age of term limits, people aren't knowledgeable about the budget. No
Oh.
one knows the budget as well as like when I started, I could ask you questions about the budget. I could ask Nancy Green. I could ask, there isn't the longevity in staff
Yeah.
anymore. You don't have it in members, you don't have it in staff. And so really the resource then becomes the people outside.
And what's funny is because of where I work now,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't actually like traverse in that world too much. I mean, we have very little input or not very little involvement in the
Yeah.
budget, except for the Medicaid side. And,
Yeah.
so much of that is
But I have
Not
seen, and actually, I
federal,
think
yeah.
we're a little similar in that I've seen you like cutting up this and that, and then the meeting starts, and Kris
Boom.
is like, and the reason that
Focused.
the premium increase is going, and you're just like, what? It's like an.
See, I'm glad you're saying that
just-
because sometimes I think my boss thinks that
Oh.
I will twist things up at
Oh
work.
no,
But I'm
no,
talking
no!
to him. and he gets
You're
me
actually
all
intense. Where
nerved
I'm like,
up.
oh, we're not having fun anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Kris is locked in. Like, you get very intense.
But
But
when I get intense, I think I'll have people like my chairs say, "Oh, like what's going on? What?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just like I'm focused right now."
Yes. It's the
Yeah.
hyper focus. I
And when-
gotta
but when I'm
imagine.
not-
I as an ADHD, I gotta imagine you have ADHD. Sorry if that's some HIPAA. We'll cut that.
No,
But
I mean,
but like
I
it's the
don't- I think-
superpower of hyper focus, and then like
Well, I
live
think,
big.
I think because I did a probes for so long, and you had to, you're doing 20
Switch.
budgets,
You
and
switch
you're
gears
switching
quickly.
gears, and
Yeah.
and being a mom,
and-
that's all we do.
and right, and being a
Yeah.
mom. But I think when you're switching gears so much, you people think you have a lot of ADHD, and I kind of that worked for me when I worked in the legislature because people would think I'm over here working on
Yeah,
this.
I
Oh,
don't
leave her
even-
And they
alone.
I'm not
wouldn't
even
even know.
thinking
Yeah.
about it as
But I'd be-
chaotic, but
Yeah.
more like the upside of it. It was like you're very creative and express, and then you can get like you can hyper focus hard. But
But
I've
that's a
had the
good thing
privilege
because people really like. I think that people have told me that when I get intense like that, like they just
Are they afraid of you?
Yeah, not even. I don't want to say afraid, but they just say it's a lot.
It works.
It's a lot.
It's working for you.
It's a lot
I
to deal with.
appreciate it. Even when you've called me because there's an
Mm.
issue.
Like
Yeah,
last
she's fired up.
session.
Yeah.
Sheila,
Even when you
poor
called me,
Sheila.
I mean, trust me when I say this, you weren't the only one that friend, foe, whatever that called and was like, hey, you're screwing this up or whatever, or you guys are in the wrong direction. And I never took offense. And I try to tell my members this, right? Like,
We've
this
all
is
had
a
little
job,
spats. Yeah.
right? We all. So Lindsay and I, the whole reason this podcast started was we ran into each other at a bar. We went
We're both
and
like,
had lunch.
yeah.
And I was like, I just want you to know that she had been on my mind for a couple months that I needed to apologize, right? Like our last
Well, we're both kind
conversation.
of like, are we still mad at each other?
and I was never mad, but it was a tense conversation, right? I had a lot of those.
I was running hot there for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all under so much pressure and stress.
We all
But we all
were.
come
But
from a
you
time
moved
when you
through
could
it.
let it go. We all come from a
That's
time
right.
where
That's
you
the
win,
thing, yeah.
you
That's
fight,
right.
I'm not
and
going to
live.
hold on to that.
You fight to live
Another day.
And a lot of people, I mean, some of the newer staff that haven't been here that long, they get super offended. I was in a
Sensitive.
meeting-
Oh.
I was in a meeting with a policy staffer and a member staffer, and she had just moved from the front desk to the back desk, and I basically told her, "No, this is a non-starter. We can't get there." And she said, "Well, you can take it back and you can do this." I'm like, "No, we cannot. We have looked at this
Yeah.
from every angle.
Mhm.
We generally try to
Like, it's
get
a
there
no.
on issues,
It's
but
a no. honey.
and the way I don't know, I must have been in one of those where I was just like, and when I came out of there, the policy person and Gabe both looked at me and they're like, I think she might have just wet herself because she was, and she was not
Well, welcome
happy
to the
with me.
big leagues.
And I've run into her and she's not letting it go. Like
Yeah.
you can tell she's still really mad at me.
And they got it. I mean, it is staff. When I
Well, yeah,
left
I mean, you
the
had the
house-
biggest staff
Yeah.
role in town, and not
Right.
you
Well,
weren't going to make everybody happy all the time.
No, and I mean, there's staff that there's dim staff that still doesn't like me because they feel like I should have done more, paid them more, treated them differently. And I'm fair. I paid staff exceptionally well for the budget we had,
Yeah.
but you got to go out to the private sector if you want to make private sector
Well,
money,
you're also, you're
right?
also one of those,
Right.
you're one of the few people too that understands. You have a caucus full of people you're trying to make happy. That caucus last year it's very, very progressive group of people with.
Yes.
That's great. I mean, they
lot
are
of
very passionate about their issues.
touchiness.
They're very passionate about their issues.
They
And
are.
you got to respect that.
Mhm.
But I think that, you took a lot of the brunt of that
Yeah.
because you had to tell people no quite a bit. And you
Yeah.
had to like manage not only the internal politics, but the
You
external
were like, man,
stakeholders.
mean mommy.
And
Yeah.
Mean mommy.
Well,
Right.
there are a couple factors, right? You have a trifecta for the first time in 40 years, right?
Trifecta. That means
Uh,
the House, Senate, governor,
Thanks
all
for
Democrats,
Dems.
all the same
All
party.
Dems.
that might happen again.
And you have a bunch of people who have never actually been able to move legislation now have an expectation that, all Dems are in charge. We're going to move
Oh, yeah.
everything. And
Let her rip.
I
The
think
wish
there are a
list.
lot of people on the outside who are like, well, the Dems have never been in charge. They're not going to know how to move anything.
Mhm.
And the speaker and I had worked in a minority, worked in a super minority, and worked in an executive office with a different majority, and had moved bills for the people I worked for, right? I had learned negotiation tactics. I had learned how to get stuff across the finish line, and was very much hired to help the caucus understand how to get things
Yeah,
done,
yeah.
and was constantly met with resistance
Yeah.
by people who had never gotten a bill
Right. They were
done.
in some
And
fantasy
let's face
fantasy
it,
world.
in the last 15 months, still haven't gotten bills done.
No, and then when you got the big things done in the beginning,
Yeah.
it's because you were so successful in getting some of those big
Yeah.
ticket items done. I think the expectation was, well, if you could do that,
You can do
why can't you do
everything.
my little bill over here?
And I would give them tips like, hey, here's how you get a bill done. You got to work with the people that don't agree with you and see, can you move them along? What do you have to change? And they took that advice, and then they tell stakeholders, well, Shaquila's holding it up.
Mhm.
Even though I would say, here's
Or
the-
they wouldn't call us.
Or they
at
wouldn't
all.
call, or they wouldn't
They wouldn't
call.
at all.
And well, we're just gonna wait it out. We're gonna wait till the end. And I'm like, you can't wait till
Yeah.
the end
Right.
to get very complicated
luck.
legislation done.
Yeah.
But like me saying, hey, you gotta have a lunch and learn. Ask people what issues are they having. Well, when I talk to people, they tell me they're not having an issue. And I say,
Mhm.
well, here's the issues I've heard
Mhm.
from members. And again, they'd go to stakeholders and say, well, Shaquila said this is the problem
Yeah.
with the bill. And
Yeah.
nope, that's not how you, I don't have a
And that's
vote.
a steep.
I didn't have a vote.
Yeah,
back
Yeah,
then.
it is totally
Yeah.
fine. I was
So-
fortunate because I started with a Democratic governor, Democratic House, and Democratic Senate. I mean,
Mhm.
Senate had held out control for 26 years,
Yeah.
and it was longtime members, but they worked across the aisle.
Yeah.
You had people who had been there, and you knew if you were going to mess with somebody one week, it's coming back your way.
Yeah.
And I think people had enough respect for each other, and there was diplomacy, and some of that they're trying to get back to, I think. And there are certain people that can work across the aisle, but then I worked in shared power,
Mhm.
which was totally a different animal. I've worked under Republican control, and it's you have to learn to play the chess game from a different vantage point on the board, and people want to just slam their piece on the board, and you have to sometimes move backwards to go forward,
Yeah,
and people
very-
don't
very
understand that
smart.
part of the game.
Even the idea, I think a lot of the issues in politics in general, right, is this, I have to get everything I want.
Right.
And if I can't get everything I want, I'm walking
want it
away. And we teach our kids, like, you can't take your ball and go
Right,
home. You got to
right.
share.
Right. Well, nationally, look at like what's
Well,
happened, right?
yeah.
It's a bunch of rhetoric that's not practical, and it's people aren't focused on reality.
No.
It's about getting people mad
Yeah.
enough to support. But
The reality is,
It's so
I've
much
always-
more partisan now. though.
Yeah.
I mean, it never used to be that way. You could work for either party, and
just
I
get
mean,
things done.
I'm like I said, I was a UP Democrat, which
Yeah.
I didn't even know what
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
when I got down here. But by the time I left, I'm pretty conservative. I'm
Yeah.
pretty middle of the road. I'm pretty moderate, and I just think that I'm glad we're getting more
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to the middle.
And I think the average person, they don't care about
No,
party.
they
Like the
don't.
average
They really
person is
don't.
somewhere in the middle, even if they're on the fringes of the middle. The average person, they want to be able to pay, they want to make good money. They want to make decent money to take care of their family, want their trash taken out. All politics is local, right? Like we've
Yeah,
spent our whole
sure.
careers hearing that. And I think when you're
You
in
say
this
local or loco?
local, well,
Which one?
both.
Is there both?
is that a pun?
It's a pun. I have
This
really
girl.
bad jokes.
I feel like we
Really
But
talked
her
about your
puns
puns
are
are-
fast,
yes.
but they are
Well,
plentiful.
the governor says that every 10th joke is funny.
Yeah.
You have to wait through 9 of really bad ones. And then she says, then you have a good one.
That sounds very much like her.
But you know what? You're so fun. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I'll take the dad jokes and
Really?
and
Oh, yeah.
Well, my
Yeah.
nickname in high school was Fozzie Bear because my jokes were so lame.
I love Fozzie Bear.
So
I
lame.
do love
They still, I
Fozzie
went to my
Bear.
reunion.
But I love
and
that
they
you
sell
have not
Fozzie Bears.
changed. You
They
have
still
not
call me
changed
Fozzie
at
Bear.
all.
It's
Like you're
terrible.
actually funny, but you
Am
also
I?
have like the
Tell
dad
Gretchen that I'm
the
funny.
dad
I
joke
will.
thing going too. You said high school. We talked about that you've broken 7 bones because like that is another thing you're known for as being like accident prone or,
I mean,
or like
I
wild
played
stuff
a
happening
lot
to
of
you.
sports.
But
A lot
I
of
I
sports.
was there for one of these incidents.
Oh,
So
no. Which one?
we're in Chicago
Oh yeah.
for some event. Speaking of
I was
bipartisan,
gonna say, we're on
mixture. Is this some lobbyists? I'm with some lady lobbyists. You know,
Okay.
Hubbard's there, Kris is there,
We had a
something.
dinner.
Sarah takes us into the like bowels of some little Italy. I mean, it was like a 40-minute. It was like Al Capone's great nephew's like spaghetti shop or something. It was
No,
like
I thought it wasn't it that it was a Asian fusion place.
no,
No,
this was
was
Italian.
the-
I'm telling you because they did
Okay.
where they just pour the red wine in your glass and you don't order more, and then you get up and you're like,
See,
what
this is bad
happened?
that I don't remember
The
that.
family style. It was a family
Family
style
style
Italian.
dinner.
And it was
Okay.
somewhere in some part of Chicago. I've never
I'm sure
heard
it was
of.
delicious
And-
food.
but Sarah,
Wasn't this for Big Ten tournament?
yeah, Sarah
Yes, it
found
was
this
Big
probably
Ten
on some
tournament.
like Reddit thread for
Right.
red wine
Sounds
drinkers or
right.
something.
Sounds right.
But then you and I end up at I think it was Tao.
Tao. It
And
was Tao.
frankly,
That's what I was
you
thinking
and
of,
I were
Tao.
doing just fine, acting very well behaved.
we hadn't
but
even
there
had
was a
much to drink.
couple legislators that needed perhaps a little bit of babysitting, and they were on one that night. But Kris,
We won't
who's
talk about
basically
that.
sober, we will not talk
No.
about that.
No,
Kris,
I really
but Kris is
wasn't. I was.
basically
I
sober.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
She steps the wrong way
Well, let's talk what shoes I had on, Lindsay.
because she. So by the way,
Oh
to
my
be
gosh,
fair,
you have the best shoes.
To
she
be
does,
fair.
and I would say
Yes.
pause
I
to
was gonna
say.
we should look and see. Oh, those are gorgeous.
I got these in Florence.
Of course you
Oh,
did.
man, jeez. We shared a room, and I love sharing a room with Kris because she's like, I've got 30 extra pairs of shoes. I got, she's like, I got a case of water. I got wine. I've got potato chips. I've got 7 outfits I'm not going to wear.
Russian used to stay with me just for my product.
Yeah.
I think she just stayed with
She's
me. for my
like,
product.
here's
She
some
didn't care about
makeup
me as my product.
that's actually York shade
say,
I brought.
So you travel light. That's
So
what
the-
I'm
oh,
hearing.
God.
No,
But
never.
she's wearing some fabulous shoes. But
They were
it's,
ankle
it's
straps.
dark.
They were like 4-inch ankle
It's
straps.
dark, and it's one of these step downs. That's
Oh,
and
they-
all I
they-
see, I'm behind, and I'll see is just this
I didn't
blonde head
I
down.
didn't even stumble. I just fell flat on
You
my
can't.
face.
Oh
She
my
just didn't
gosh.
see the.
Well, it was they had the steps
Mm.
were black.
It was really
and
bad.
they were
to be
lit
fair.
just at the inside
Yeah.
edge of the step, and they had metal tips on the edge.
Yeah.
of,
It
on
was
the
like
other
she
Oh,
walked
and your
off
heel
walked like the
caught-
plank of a ship.
caught
She
on.
just
Yeah.
metal sticks, and I
down.
went down, and you're like, oh my god, and I popped up like I got a perfect 10 in gymnastics, like.
And yep.
And you're like,
Yes.
are you okay? And all the security came, and I actually broke my foot.
And then, but wait, what did we do? I think we walked a mile plus to
Back.
our room in those shoes with your broken foot. And then the next day you woke up and this thing is
Well,
like,
and I only had one pair of like these sequin silver ugly shoes that I had to wear the rest of the time there. And I walked around Chicago for 3 days with a
on a
broken,
broken
foot.
foot.
I didn't know it was broken. I knew something was wrong because it looked like I had a
Should
club.
have
It looked
a-
like I had a club foot.
That's
Oh
that's some
my
Yooper
God.
stuff right there. You
Yeah,
just
I had
I
a
was
club
gonna
foot. I was
say,
like
just break
Quasimodo
something in
around
Oh my
Chicago.
gosh.
you just break something.
But
in
then
the
you
UP and
borrowed the
just
shoes the
tie it
next
up
day.
and-
Like you were crazy.
The next
enough to
day I was
borrow
like,
the
Jack,
shoes.
so can I
You
wear
were-
those? You seem like you're out of
Have at her.
condition. She's like,
I
here you
done
go.
made those.
They come with no
Yeah.
warranty.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like fun opportunities that we've all had, like where the people in this industry that like we talked about why the heck we're doing this that are really interesting and really smart and really fun, where you get to do fun things together.
You do get to do
Um,
very fun.
I
things.
mean,
I wore a boot the rest of the month.
yeah.
one of my earliest really fun things, and this story might end up being a little bit more about me, but you were there, so let's do it. But Republican National Convention in Florida,
Oh, that was fun.
2012,
That was Miami. Or was that Tampa?
Tampa. So long story short, we're out doing this, that, and the other. You know,
Mhm.
we're being driven around some SUV.
Yeah, somebody rented an SUV
Making
for like
the-
8 of us.
Yeah, making the circuit. And we get back to the security at these things is crazy, right? So you
Yeah.
get back to the hotel that's the official hotel. Well, it's all cordoned off. Like seriously, with like physical structures and security and whatever. And I was in the overflow hotel, right? Like the poor girl hotel off site, somewhere where you have to like, take a shuttle bus.
Mhm.
Well, we got back. We roll in at 12, 1 a.m. Oh, you can't get out anymore. Like we got in, you're out.
Security.
You can't get out. So like the overflow hotel, like unless I was going to scale some scaffolding and
getting
getting chased by, Secret Service, like I was stuck. So I'm in here, a dress, sheath dress, heels. And I'm looking at Deidre, Kris, and Sarah, like, where am I sleeping? So Sarah takes me.
Mhm.
Sarah's like, I got you.
I would take you too.
Sarah has like an extra nightgown. I end up look like I'm in a Charles Dickens book. Like she has like
It's like my grandma's old 90s.
Right, I put a bonnet on and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, you cannot just if I put the dress back on and those shoes and go down that lobby and try to get out of
Into
here.
the
Like
walk of shame.
that is not gonna happen. So Deidre, we're on the ground. I'm like, Deidre comes up with the weirdest. She had like a pair, like must have been like her son's basketball uniform or something. She had some like mesh shorts and a damn Central Michigan University t-shirt, which why Deidre didn't go there, U of M. And I remember I was most embarrassed about that. Sorry, but go Broncos. So I'm in the lobby eating breakfast in a pair of boys' basketball shorts and a CMU
It seemed like a
t-shirt
Deidre outfit.
in like somebody's clogs or something. I get in text from a couple people like, "What the hell is going on with you?"
You might have made out better
and
in
there
your
is-
dress. You might have.
I don't. There's national, there's news, real people around me dressed for the day.
Mhm.
So then I'm like, well, I can't wear this anymore, and I got to get out of here. I got to get out. So Kris, you find, I believe it was a beach cover up. You're like, oh, I'm going to wear all.
Yeah, it was like an orange.
It was like one step better than a muumuu. It was
Yeah,
like some
it was really
third,
ugly.
of course, because you always have like your first string outfits, your
It
second,
was
your
like a
third.
little V-neck orange.
It was like a V-neck. It was literally. She's like,
It was-
well, in case I would go to the pool. I put
No,
that
I
thing on.
was like, I was smaller then too. But I mean,
Girl,
you were
you
smaller
wear
than me.
nice clothes. This was interesting. I'm gonna Charlie, go ahead and throw a photo up of me in that dress.
Do not.
Just kidding, Charlie.
Don't
Doesn't have. I'm gonna try it.
That it
Um,
was a cover.
But guess what? So I'm walking back. You have to walk like a mile to get outside the perimeter, and I'm wearing this thing that again you would never wear in
No.
public. So I don't know what the hell you had it with you for. And I bump in just completely them and me
It
to
wasn't
Dan Rather and his grandson.
I didn't know
And
that.
what a doll. People can hate on Dan Rather. I don't care. That was the voice of news in my childhood. And it's me and Dan Rather and his grandson, just like the three of us walking, hanging out. And I'm like in yesterday's hair, Kris is Moo. And then,
Thanks, my
and then
Moo-Moo.
of course we get a picture. And so this is the damn picture.
So there is a picture.
There is a picture. And it's frightening. It looks like
It was like one of those little sundresses that you can throw on.
Mhm.
just
I look like a Mormon, like the first time they ever dressed in civilian clothes or something.
Charlie,
like
we
a
really are gonna need
fundamentalist
that
Mormon.
picture popped up.
I don't know why would I give you? Why didn't I just go in my suitcase?
I don't
and
know
take
why any
something?
of you gave me the things that you gave me. You all gave me really things that you would never wear.
And we would never like.
I think
do
it was
on
kind of a
purpose.
joke.
No, we
I
would
don't
never have
know.
done that on
But I'm like,
purpose.
Deidre, you don't even like CMU. Why am I wearing this? So anyways, point is, those are the kind of adventures that we've had together.
Oh, and Deidre and I think it was the Dem convention I
Oh,
can't remember if it was a
remember
Dem because we had to go to
South
both.
Carolina or something?
No,
or-
it was in Colorado. I think it was in Colorado.
Oh, that might have been the
And
damn convention. It
I
feels
think
like.
so.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there was
Second in
one.
Broomfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't go to that one. I went to Chicago this time around, and I went to Philly back in 16. But I remember when it was in Colorado. Yeah.
And we ended up with, I'm not going to name names, we ended up with a legislator who may have, he's staying with a bunch of his colleagues, but he may have taken somebody home.
Oh, of course.
Mm.
And this person may have been in some sort of costume that was like Wonder Woman.
Oh,
And
well.
Deidre and I had to.
That's better than
Deidre and I had to
what I
go
thought
and-
you were gonna
Deidre
say.
and I had to go up and get her in the room. And we did the whole housekeeping. Get her out of the room. But it was great. We came in down on the elevator.
Did you let her borrow one of your beach
no.
cover-ups to wear out of there?
But
She,
people
nope.
were like, "What do you have on today?" Messing with me. But we ended up running into Stevie Wonder in the elevator. And
But-
it was amazing. Like
That's,
it was.
that's great. But when I asked you, what celebrity craziest person you've ever bumped into?
Yeah.
And when you said Stevie Wonder, I'm sorry if that's not a joke in there.
Well, He probably didn't see me coming. So.
I said bumped. Bumped.
Well, I didn't. I wasn't taking it that way.
I know, but I was like, who is the crazy person you've ever bumped into? And she's like, Stevie Wonder. And I'm like,
I did sit next to Morgan Fairchild on a flight, and I cannot believe it. You think people, 10 pounds, TV adds 10 pounds, which is great. But
right. Hello.
But it also must like add inches because I'm telling you, she is the tiniest human.
Oh yeah,
ever
I know. Very
met.
tiny, short people look
Are
normal
very
size.
famous. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kerry
it's
Washington
so
is
tiny.
very tiny.
Is she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington is probably 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she was under 5 feet. I
My
swear to God,
friend
she's so
Jenna,
small.
who you'll meet, but she was on Vanderpump Rules in the Valley Summit, whatever. She's adorable. She's a trainer and I when I met her, I mean, it was like it's a pocket size.
Yeah.
I was like, "Where's the rest
Tiny
of you?
hands. Yeah.
Where's the rest of you?"
Yeah.
But she's adorable. Looks
Yeah.
great. Who is the weirdest, strangest person you've ever bumped into? And they don't have to be blind. It can be anyone.
Thanks,
Jeez.
Lindsay.
Oh my gosh. Probably my favorite celebrity story. I was at the Marriott hotel at the Renton in downtown Detroit, and we're on the elevator, and Ashford and Simpson is on the elevator with us. And it's a Friday night. We're at a conference, and so it's late. We've been to the bar.
Mhm.
And we're riding down, and the rest of us on the elevator are all like, is that? But nobody will say anything.
Yes.
Everybody's scared. So we exit. There's security on the elevator because it was conferences going on. It was very crowded. And the security guard holds the door open. And as they're exiting, he says, solid.
Oh, wow.
Solid as a rock.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
We all like die laughing
amazing.
because at that point we're like, yeah,
Yeah.
it was totally Ashford and Simpson.
Oh, you?
So that's probably my best. That's my best celebrity story, probably.
I got a lot of like run-ins with D-listers, but I'm trying to think if there's. I'm gonna have to come back to that one, Chris.
Yeah.
Like again, like what's that? What the heck is that comedian? D.L. Hughley, like picked the baggage claim and like people. My son and I took him to before he went to Japan for his flight. I took him to Beverly Hills Hotel and we went and had
Oh, that's a great place.
the poolside area. What the heck is that? It's not the polo lounge. It's I just love going down there. And Ben Stein was there.
Oh, wow.
And he was
cool.
wearing his I Like Ike button. Like he was in a time
You
machine.
should have had that orange dress on.
Oh, I know.
I should just give it to you. I think I should.
Girl,
give
I
it to
probably
you.
threw it away. You're probably like, I don't even want it back.
It's cool. You could have worn it. It would have been perfect.
Yeah, we're going to find that photo. We might have to
you
put a
have to-
heart over my face like they do with the
Yeah,
celebrities' kids. But
You're gonna have to.
I don't think
you're
I'd
gonna have
probably-
to send that around because I
No,
don't.
no.
I don't
Yeah,
even remember what that.
I
dress
do
looked
want to
like.
see.
it's
I gotta see this.
you're going to be like, why did I pack that? But sorry, I lost my train of thought, guys, on that. Oh, trumpets. Nobody
Oh,
said
God.
trumpet, but I'm saying trumpet. You played the trumpet. Say more.
So I missed band. I was sick in like 4th grade, 5th grade.
Like every day?
Well, no, like when you pick the
You
instrument.
Oh, you picked the instrument.
I already knew you were sick the day that
You
you
know
picked the
I did
instrument.
not.
So
I
you
am
got
not.
you got
Do
what's
I look
left.
like that, the lips of the
But-
trumpet player?
but
No.
not just
You
that,
and
I mean,
I do not.
That's just how it was, right? Like
I wanted
you
the
got
drums.
what was left.
I had fast hands. I wanted to play the drums. I
Oh,
wanted to play
yeah,
the
that's what I'm saying.
saxophone. I want to play anything but the trumpet.
I can
And I'm
Were
lucky
you
I
at
didn't
a
get
little-
the tuba, but
tuba.
I faked my
To
way
see
through
you in
band.
the
I
tuba.
faked my way through band.
Me
I
too.
sat there in band concerts and I like hit the buttons. I knew what
Sorry,
I
guys.
did, but I didn't. I did not.
I'm basically a band genius.
Are
So
you?
Are
but
you?
we'll go back
I
to
had
that.
somebody.
Yeah.
They didn't want me to play. They didn't want me to play so bad.
That's what
because
my
I have
brother.
no
They said,
musical
please
talent.
fake it.
No, they stole my.
What did you play?
They stole my
I played
mouthpiece.
violin.
They stole my mouthpiece. They did
This
not
is
want
fine.
me to play.
They didn't want you to play, which was
They didn't want me to
fine.
play. I'm terrible.
Everybody can't be good at everything. I played the violin.
not-
I was
Oh!
terrible at that. I
String
love
instrument.
music, right? Like
Yeah, okay.
we'll talk
Like
about all my
into it.
concert
Yeah,
stories,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I am tone deaf. I played the violin because my sister played. My mother decided I should have piano lessons, and I had private piano lessons for, I don't know, like 6 months and made no progress. Like my hands are small. I was like, my hands are too small. I wouldn't practice. I cannot hear it. It sounded fine to me, but sounded terrible to everyone else. So
hilarious.
All I
yeah.
remember piano lessons
No.
is "Here We Go Down a Road to a Birthday
Mm-mm.
Party." That's the only thing I
Mm-mm.
can play.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
that's what most people now. So trumpet. So you were not. They couldn't find
You
you, at
weren't
the scatting at the jazz cafe in Lance on the weekends. Yes, they took your mouthpiece
Took
away.
my mouthpiece away.
That is
at a band
that's
band
a
concert.
new level
Yeah.
of like.
At a band
They just, what
concert.
did they say? Just pretend you're.
I pretended for 3 years a band, and my mom finally
Love
let me
this.
quit.
Okay, well, I don't mean to flex, guys.
Oh, here we go.
This will be a lot of tabling too because there's a lot. But I had like 15 years of classical piano lessons, and I
Oh,
played like
wow.
5 instruments.
Do you
And,
still play?
and I could play by ear. So like when I was 3, my parents
Does it hurt your head?
walked in and found me picking
Does it
up.
hurt your head when you
We-
play by ear?
I knew it was coming. We just getting her warmed up. Once you warm her up too,
Sorry.
Going.
it's off to the
going.
races. So I was like a little kid. My parents came in, and I was like, they're like, she's playing songs, like And I have a like musical family.
So you're like
uncles.
Taylor Swift of the UP.
No.
Can you sing?
I have great pitch, but I don't have the voice. My sister is a trained opera singer. But my best, so I played several instruments, but I was really good at the clarinet, guys, which is like the dorkiest thing in the world. Like, and people were like, my mom was like, you could get a scholarship, you could be in the band at MSU. And I'm like, who wants to do that? I'm sorry, but did I picture myself in a dorm room alone practicing my instrument? Which, by the way, you can only do a melody on a clarinet.
There's cool band kids.
I'm sure there are cool band kids. I didn't
You
want
didn't
to.
see
up for the
yours.
band
I
kids.
didn't
Yeah,
want to
go ahead.
play the clarinet in my dorm room by myself, like for hours a day.
I
Like
didn't
that's
want
I'm
to play
like,
the trumpet at all.
well, and you didn't.
And I didn't.
That was not
You
how
blew
you
Aaron
pictured your Friday
No,
nights
so
at
but
MSU.
no, I was over it. So, but I would go to a few band. Well, I would go to orchestra camp in Canada,
Oh wow.
and I would
So
primarily-
did you do Cranbrook and all of that too?
No, that's for the
Okay.
rich kids. No, this was like I had the Canadian version of this, which actually was these people were fabulous musicians. But fast forward, we're getting real niche here. But the people that kind of ran this camp were largely Jewish folks from London, Ontario, and from Toronto. And we had a little freestyle jam session or something. And again, I can play by ear, so I can kind of harmonize and pick. And they discovered that at 15 or whatever I was, that I could do a really unique like sound bending thing
Oh wow.
on the clarinet that is a klezmer clarinet signature.
Oh,
So
wow.
like I
Ooh.
was basically then like people were coming in like, now you listen to her, now you listen.
Wow.
So these like older Jewish men with like big beards were like, do it again. And I'm like,
Wow.
what is happening here? I don't know. They're like, do that. And I'm like, oh, you just make the sound like. So long story short, at the end of this camp, I get sit down. I'm recruited
Wow.
to spend the summer in Toronto
Did you
with
do
like
it?
an elite klezmer band
Did you do
to
it?
practice with the Jewish community. No, I didn't do it, Kris.
I didn't know.
I mean, first of all, these people were amazing, lovely, but I didn't even know what they were talking about. Like culture shock. Do you know what I'm saying? Like klezmer music. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof, but like I'm going from Rudyard to Toronto
Jeez.
to play in like a very niche.
Yeah.
I was
The only
terrified.
pitch I have is from the trees that I stripped out in the middle of the woods.
Here we go. Here we go, folks. So the point is,
I did
lovely
have an art
people-
scholarship to Cranbrook and Kendall, and my work
What
went to
kind
New
of art?
York. Just, I mean, I took some art classes at
I've never
MSU. I
heard
had an
of
art
this.
scholarship, and one of my profs at MSU took a bunch of my artwork.
But what were we? Were we materials? Were we painting?
I can do pen and ink. I can paint. I can do oils. I can
I
draw.
believe- I
can
believe you.
sketch.
Mm.
I believe you.
I can do everything but watercolor. I'm not good at watercolor.
I just want to go back and say I love band kids. I love Jewish people in
She's
Canada.
trying-
I
she's
love
trying to
all
dig
that.
herself-
But I'm
she's
just
trying to dig
saying.
But it
herself
wasn't.
I
It
wish
wasn't
someone-
at
she's
the
digging
time.
out of the hole.
You know
Yeah,
where
she's
I
digging out
went,
the hole.
where I traveled to, Deer Camp or
Yeah.
to Gaylord.
band
And I was
camp?
supposed to go
Yeah.
to
You
went to
another
the one day at
country
band
and
camp?
do like some really unique
Music that you weren't
niche
even
thing
sure
with
what
like
you were doing.
That's
That's fair.
Group of 60, 70-year-old.
So when I was listening to her say one
Man.
day at band camp, I thought she was talking about that movie, and I
But you're right,
Kris.
and you were really at band camp. I mean, I'm shocked you even ended up at band camp
Do you still
in
play?
another
Oh, yeah,
country,
years.
right?
Do you
Like,
still play?
I play the piano because again, the piano is like the guitar. You can do chords and the melody. Like it's a
Mhm.
full song, right? Like an instrument like piano or even violin.
that-
You're just playing a melody, and it gets very boring to do by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
actually amazed at people that can do that because I
yeah,
just
I can
have
pick
no-
up.
I
I,
just-
I can
I
pick
can't
up.
even hear
I can
it,
pick up.
yeah.
If you handed me a recorder or a violin or guitar, I can.
you
pick
could
out
jump
melodies.
in.
Really?
You'd say play Copacabana, and I'd be like, I'd pick it out, whatever instrument it is. But it's pretty useless at this point in my life. Like, and
Well, you didn't like do Miss Teen Michigan when you were younger or something? I mean, you're
Girl.
pretty enough. You could have done that.
stop. I was probably in overalls.
You could have
I was a
done it, coulda.
tomboy.
So was I.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think that's a product of the UP,
Oh
right?
my
you,
gosh, no, I didn't.
you grow up in
Total
there's-
tomboy.
You're a kid. You're not out there, drinking and smoking. Hopefully,
No. And I was a goody.
I was too.
goody
Believe it or
shoes
not, I
and
really,
tomboy.
I didn't drink. I played sports.
So
that's all I
what
did.
about deer? Did you? So were the parties at deer camp in your part of the UP? Like the weekend parties were always at somebody's deer camp, going out to camp, which I never went once.
I never went either. I never
I
went.
never
to deer
went
camp. My
once.
dad didn't have
People
a deer
get in
camp.
trouble.
I lived on the lake. I grew up on Lake Superior,
Okay,
like
Little
right on the
different.
lake.
Yeah, that's a
I
different
grew up
scene.
right on the water. So
I'm
I
in
grew
a
up 10
hayfield.
miles from town.
Yeah.
What trouble are you going to get in?
Mm.
I got chased by a bear once down the street, down the road,
I
on
almost
my
hit one
bike.
with my car, but
I
never
got by a
chased.
brown bear. I thought it was. I
my
thought it
God.
was like a big tumbleweed coming down the road, and then I looked a little, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's like a brown bear." I ended up taking my dad's boat launch. Of course, he had a Chris Craft boat,
Oh, love
and
that.
ran in the house. But it is crazy out there. I lived. My nearest neighbor was 2 miles down the road. My brother and
Yeah,
I, for
so that's what I
fun, when
had
the
too.
ice would break
And
up,
a mile.
we would take brooms and jump from ice floe to ice floe until
Yeah.
he kicked my ice floe out,
Yeah.
and I go in the drink. But that's
Oh,
that-
wow.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, but
I got locked in
we
gym
would,
lockers. I mean, it's a whole thing.
snowmobile across the field to school was cut through, when it was really snowy. But there was about a mile from our house, there was a cheese factory.
Okay.
Gilbert's. Remember
Oh,
Gilbert's?
yeah, Gilbert Dairy,
Gilbert's
yeah.
had a
I rode their
tiny
cows.
little factory.
I rode their cows
And my brother and I would save our quarters and shit and get on the four-wheeler
and get cheese.
and go get a piece of bacon cheddar. That was like our treat, sliced from the counter.
Okay.
That sounds like it was 1850.
Yeah,
We'd save
just-
our money, and my
right.
brother. Now again, it was in a horse and carriage, but go across the field literally to go get a piece of cheese.
Jeez.
Well, I remember the
Okay.
first time I had candy
So what was your
bars.
equivalent? Okay, well, tell me the equivalent. What were
We
you trying
walked to the liquor
Faygo?
store.
The
Right.
liquor
We
store.
walked to the liquor store that was 2 blocks up. And,
And what would you
and
get?
got
What were the things?
Now laters?
Now
A few now
you
laters.
didn't want
maybe
cheese? You
some
didn't want
laugh.
bacon cheddar?
They didn't have fresh food back then. I mean, now they probably sell pizza or
What's an
something.
what's
But
an annihilator?
Now we're
now
An annihilator?
Now
Oh,
and
now-
later.
I thought she said
I know, but
annihilator.
that's how you say it. It's all one word. It's like now later.
now. I haven't.
But it's a
I
now
thought you said
and
annihilator. I was
later.
like, what were you drinking?
Oh.
Annihilator. That's strong.
But yeah, Laffy Taffy. You walk to the
You wanted the
closest
chewy, so you were
corner
into
store.
the
Yeah,
chewy candies.
yeah. Because I'm allergic to nuts, which I know there's a dad
yeah,
joke
and
in there
fish,
for
right?
sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
you got a,
yeah.
I'm
a
not.
nut
This-
joke?
I'm not touching that one.
okay.
I'm not touching that one.
So my
Ew.
candy of choice is gummy bears and,
Okay.
and taffy and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you walk to the corner store or something.
I know my daughter laughs because they'll go to the store. You want anything? And she'll do you want pop? I'm like, I don't drink pop. So their big joke is just get her Junior Mints. She'll eat Junior Mints. This is the dumbest thing.
Junior mint.
Junior
I
pants.
know,
Okay.
dude.
Are they
Disgusting.
are they like the milk duds but have mint in
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's exactly what they are. They're not even real chocolate, I don't
Yeah.
think.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown wax.
Brown wax. I do love a milk dud though, and I'm sure that's
Do
real
you?
chocolate either. Oh God, yes.
When I grew up, there was a
Oh,
there
you
was
don't
a
like
can-
milk duds?
I mean, they're okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
I'm
She's
just
like,
not no. I'm just not a big. I was also just thinking about actually in the 80s, our thing was penny candy.
Yes,
at that
exactly.
time,
I mean, yeah.
you could
Like the
actually
little
You get a
Tootsie-
whole bag.
Tootsie Rolls and
it was
then
the
the flavored
flavored
one?
Tootsie
Yeah.
Rolls, and then there were these other things called Fruit Chews, and so you could buy
Sounds like a bootleg. Now we're like,
but kind of. I mean, not really, but kind of. You could buy a bag for 50 cents,
Yeah.
and you got
Remember that.
50 pieces in there because it
Right.
was really a
at
penny.
the liquor store they had that?
Some of them, not the one closest to me, but some of them, or there was a candy lady, depending on the
Oh.
neighborhood you lived in. There was a house in the neighborhood that you could go to, and you bought penny
Somebody
candy
just
from,
who
from
was
the
in there?
candy
Who was in
lady.
there selling it? Like granddad?
like a lady. usually. I
Okay.
mean, I'm sure somebody would tell you that she also ran numbers and some other things, but we didn't know anything about that.
Well, that we had,
So-
we had that
love
vintage
that.
candy store at East Town Center.
Hey,
and
hustle's
hustle's a
I remember
hustle.
walking there with my daughter, and she's like, "Oh, this stuff is." I'm like, "Oh, this is nothing. This is not old at all." I mean, I'm so old that
It was
that's
literally
like
a
candy
candy.
from when I was.
Yeah, what
in
was
middle
your so what was
school.
your grocery store in Lots? Like, and I want to know what yours was too. Like, where would you grocery shop?
Arts? It was called Arts or something.
Was it an
Called
IGA
Arts.
or a
It was an
whatever?
I think it was an IGA,
Which is
yeah.
like a
Yeah,
The
small-
it's
prices
like
were so
Spartan
bad now.
stores,
My mom,
right?
my mom
Yeah.
actually is down here right now. She's 85. She still
Mhm.
drives, still shovels the snow on her deck.
Wow,
But
good for
she
her.
drives down and she said she stocks up at like Costco and
Yeah.
these groceries it's horrible up there. I mean, my sister and I got
it's bad.
went up to my aunt's funeral 3 weeks ago and we got stuck at a cabin out in the woods.
Was it yours or
No, it was
just
her in-laws.
wandered in? Like,
No, it was her in-laws. But
got some rations.
well, no, they didn't have food in the cabin, so we're like, oh great, and there was an ice storm. We got stuck up. The bridge closed. We had to go to the Huron Bay trading post, and we
Oh,
paid
geez.
$8 for a bottle of ketchup that I swear to God was
Oh my God.
this
Oh
big.
my gosh. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what-
we
what-
spent $300 on food for 2 days.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
it's crazy. Up there.
Remote
Yeah.
access is rough.
They had no TV.
Oh.
No TV.
Just your dad jokes. That's the only entertainment.
my
was
poor
just-
sister. She's
just
gonna
ripping
be in
off
She's gonna be in
pound after pound
recovery
after
for
pound.
for a little time.
You'd be like, I think it's quiet time. I think everyone should go to their room for quiet time.
We did this.
My
thing.
friends
do
do
a
that.
talent
I've had
show.
one time Lauren and Ashley my phone. I think they were like, it's quiet time now to me. And I'm like,
No.
oh.
My sister and I used to
I
have
think
rap
that means
battles.
I need- Rap battles, say
yes.
more.
Oh my gosh. Don't ask me why, because we were terrible. Again, all things music are bad with all of us. But for some reason, she had
you
the
lay a
great
track?
idea that we would have rap battles.
What is
And,
the rap battle?
like we battle
Oh.
rap each other.
Oh,
You would
geez.
make
Oh,
up
no.
a
rap
rap.
battles.
Yeah,
Yes, you would make up a rap.
My
on the
Charlie,
hearing
can
spot.
you turn
going.
her hearing aid up?
I'm gonna beat you right now. I'm gonna come over and beat you.
I know, a little
Lindsay
bit.
might disappear from the screen for a little bit.
Lindsay's in timeout.
I got an annihilator in my bag.
Oh, nice.
It's coming for you.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's what we did sometimes. We didn't watch TV.
So, what neighborhood were you in? Or which side of town?
I grew up far east side of
Far
Detroit,
east side.
so our neighborhood is now known as Morningside, which
Okay.
is it's right next to East English Village for
Mhm.
people that know neighborhoods. But 94 and Chalmers area,
Okay.
so right
And so,
off
what was
of
your grocery store?
Kroger. We went
Oh, there was
to
Kroger, like a branded. It was called Kroger.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Kroger or Farmer Jack. Back when Farmer Jack was a thing. But yeah, we went right on the border of Detroit and Grosse Pointe. There was a what we now call a strip mall, but it was
Mm.
like it was a Kroger and it was a AL Price, and it was a Sears, but it was like a little mini
Oh,
Sears,
okay.
and so that's where we'd shop. So
Yeah,
yeah.
just the
I think ours
co-op.
was Mega Raya's, but it was like IGA.
Mhm.
So can you still rap?
Gosh,
wanna hear one.
I couldn't rap
Let's-
then.
Charlie, play the
Let's be
track.
very clear that I could not rap then. It was the worst rap.
Lay down
ever.
those
Put them
beats.
together. Like we can do the background if you want us to. Like,
We still laugh about this. Like, why were we?
Does
of all
alcohol make it
people-
better or worse? You're rapping.
I've never tried to rap while drinking.
You know, my younger daughter
Let's be
does-
honest though. I'm
That's
sure it makes it
next
worse.
week.
Yeah, I'm sure it makes it worse.
my younger
There's
daughter
no
used to
way.
do when she was like 8 or 9. She would come up with because her dad at the time let her watch.
Well,
things
no,
like,
it's still her dad.
well, okay. Well, her dad at
See,
that time.
that was a joke you would do.
Wow.
I'm
Her
coming
dad
your
at
way.
that time
Coming for you.
would I know you are would let her watch things like when I was gone. You know, I worked late
Mhm,
a lot ago,
mhm.
which I really regret. But he would let her watch things like Saturday Night Live and South Park. So she would come up with skits.
Oh, nice.
Just hilarious
that.
skits. Just like in the middle of the living room, just pop up and
She's
do
got
like a
mom's
skit.
creativity.
Yeah,
You're
a little
very
bit. She's
creative.
got mom's mouth too,
Yeah.
and mom's attitude. It's not a good thing. And
Well,
Hannah is, my older daughter is she's just very focused and very driven and
yeah,
very.
yeah.
So she got that part of me, and then some of her dad has got a little bit of anxiety issues.
Yeah.
So,
Kids
it's
are
just funny how
wild.
kids
Oh
are
my gosh.
pick up
Shake out.
little parts of you. that,
Yes.
whether it's the really good parts or the parts that you don't want to
Yeah.
admit are parts.
Mine
of
are
you.
all over the place. And like, yeah, there's some of me. Well, one of them's not very, the one that is, I can't be on record with any of this, but my middle child is so different from me. It's really fun. Like, I'll just be like, huh, that was your take. And you know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like with the other two, I'm like, I know what you're gonna say.
Well, I'm in the middle child, so my dad. It's funny. I'm the first daughter. Very much like my dad. My dad was a union
Oh, yeah.
negotiator.
The oldest daughter,
I like negotiating. That's why I really liked approach, because you had to go in and you had to like negotiate and knew who's fighting with who and know who wants what, and kind of like go do the back and forth. And
Totally.
I did
You're
like that
tough.
part of it.
Learn to be tough. So, Kris, this was great. Anything you want to pitch? Any products that you're trying to sell? Or you want to drop any links in the chat? Or you got a book coming out?
I got a book coming out.
Will we promoting anything?
I
here?
might be adding to the middle part of the UP.
I
book,
love that.
but
That
other
is
than
something
That would be cool.
Yeah, if you want to in on that, I'll
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I've
mind
got.
some collaboration, just because I don't want to be.
Oh,
having
yeah.
everything
I
come
would
from
probably
me.
more, be consulting with my family that's still there, but they're deep in the stereotype.
Yeah, and
there
I think
for
they want.
sure.
I think they want stories, but it's it's like I told
Oh, yeah,
Pat.
we got some
I have
stories.
so many stories, and I don't remember Maxine Berman had written a book, All the Men in the Legislature Are Boobs, and at the time she didn't name anybody, because obviously she's not going to do that to her colleagues. But at the time when I read the book, I went into the ledger and wrote everybody's name, and now I can't find that book, and I don't know who I loaned it to, and it's going to come back and bite me at some point.
It's not like you signed your name too.
Right.
Maybe.
Anything else you got
Okay.
that I didn't?
Oh,
Was there
No.
something?
you know
down
what?
there?
We could do this for days.
Yeah, we could.
Word on the street is I make it look easy.
No, there's a lot. Like,
Too easy. Word on the streets I make it look easy. Easy, easy, too easy. Word on the street is I make it look easy. Too easy.
No, I'm sitting there.